This week's episode of the Android Apps Weekly Show is brought to you by Weatherback Wallpaper. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Hindy, the Android Authority App Guy, and welcome back to Android Apps Weekly. This is episode number 138. We've got some good news for you, so let's get started. Atari co-founder Nolan Bushnell has decided that enough is enough. He announced this week during an interview with The Guardian that he intends on stepping back into the game development scene, but with a focus on mobile gaming. He says that mobile games piss him off and that they all suck. Since a lot of them make us feel the same way, we can't wait to see what he's got up his sleeve. Some new leaked footage of Pokemon Go surfaced early this week, which seems to have only added to the major hype surrounding the game. The leak is about 9 minutes long and shows you far more about the mechanics and the gameplay than any prior video leak so far. As you can imagine, people are super excited about it, but there is still no release date. Nintendo has announced that Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem will be making their way to smartphones sometime this fall. This comes on the heels of Miitomo's release, which has been very profitable for the company so far. We don't know if they'll be full-fledged games or freemium variants, but we'll know more later this year. The Amazon App Store is having some growing pains this week. They haven't been properly labeling whether or not applications have had in-app purchases, which is a big no-no. The FTC is now going after them and have won similar cases in the past with Google Play and Apple's App Store. Expect a huge fine to be levied and changes to be made before the end of the year. Google kind of let it slip this week that it plans on unleashing Android apps on ChromeOS. Some people on Reddit have found an opt-in that allows the Google Play Store on Chrome, which would mean all the applications and games would be available to a degree. This seems to fall in line with reports that ChromeOS and Android would be folded together. We'll likely learn more at Google I/O here in a couple of weeks. For even more Android apps and games news, releases, and updates, don't forget to check out this week's ridiculously packed newsletter in the video description below. There you'll find an abundance of news and info that we didn't have space or time for here. If you'd like, you can sign up using the form in the written version, which is also in the video description below, and you can get this newsletter sent to you every single Sunday. Okay folks, let's take a look at the apps and games that made a big splash this week. As usual, if you want to check out any of these apps or games for yourself, we'll have those links for you in the video description below. Super Phantom Cat is a platformer that pays homage to the 8-bit and 16-bit platformers of old. It has a goofy storyline that helps move things along, and you'll be treated to a bunch of levels, unlockable characters, and some retro-style graphics that are bright and colorful. The game does manage to invoke the same feelings that the old platformers did, although it could be argued that it borrowed a little much from the mechanics. In any case, it's free to play and it's pretty fun. Radon is a unique application that allows you to share links with just about anyone that's close enough to you. The application takes advantage of the newer nearby APIs and doesn't require other people to be on the same Wi-Fi network or Bluetooth connection or even have NFC on for it to work. The idea is that you shoot a link out and anyone with the Radon application can accept the link and open it. There are a few early release day bugs, but the application does work and it's pretty nifty. Orbitz Odyssey is a unique little puzzle game where you must defeat replicating monsters, collect stars, and take advantage of the game mechanics to not be defeated. It uses mechanics that allow you to kind of orbit around planets to keep from being captured, which was actually rather enjoyable. It also comes with 5 characters, 90 levels, 100 stars in each level, and some fun looking animation and graphics. It's $2.99 with no in-app purchases if you're interested. Random Flicks is a fun little application if you have Netflix and you're really lazy. The basic premise is that you hit a button and the application will give you a TV show and a random episode to watch on Netflix. This solves the age-old question of what to watch on TV. The application has access to every show on Netflix, which also makes it a nice reference guide if you want to just look around. Think of it kind of like a TV guide for Netflix. It's also completely free, which is nice. Angry Birds Action is the latest game out of Rovio, and this game isn't like the standard Angry Birds games. It's essentially a pinball game where you launch birds around the board to rack up points, collect valuable items, and save the eggs. It features characters from the Angry Birds movie, and it's likely that this was made as a promotional game since the movie is coming out next month. It has an energy system which sucks a lot, but otherwise it's a family-friendly game and it's free to download. This week's episode of the Android Apps Weekly Show is sponsored by Weatherback Wallpaper. Most weather applications give you a live weather wallpaper that changes based on the conditions outside. Weatherback Wallpaper, on the other hand, lets you choose your own wallpaper and simply applies the weather effects over it instead. The result is a far more customized experience that fits your specific tastes, and yes, the effects can be customized by you as well. There are a variety of effects available, and you can change them if you want something static instead of based on the weather outside. Android. The free version comes with some stuff so you can check it out, and the premium version comes with everything. For this week only, you can get the Pro version for $1.75, which is a 30% discount specifically because it was sponsored on this show. Give it a shot and show your support for the Android Apps Weekly show. And that about does it for this video, folks. If you want to check out more videos, we have our picks for the best new Android apps and games from April 2016 there on the screen and in the video description below for your convenience. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and keep it tuned to Android Authority because we are your source for all things Android. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.